Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to QGTV. Ramadan 2011, we're on our final day today. Today we'll be doing a set of twin chapters, which are chapter 65, At-Talaq, and chapter 66, At-Tahrim. A little bit about these two chapters. Before this, had you asked me what I thought about these two chapters last year, I would have said that they are about the Prophet and his marital relations. However, after some research in Facebook and some discussions and some thought about the subject, noticing some irregularities in the language, I would now say that no, these are not about the Prophet and his marital relations. In fact, if you see the laws here, they do not match the laws, marital laws in chapter 2 verses 221 to 242. They do not match. So what are they really? Well, if we begin with this video begins with chapter 65, At-Talaq, which says, Ya ayuhan nabi, إذا طلقتم النساء فطلقوهن لعدته. So, لعدتهن. So here I believe that this has to do with the Prophet setting forth or releasing an-nisa, or the people under him, after they have completed their iddah. What is this word iddah? Well, if you see in the Quran, it says iddah, or iddah is a command to prepare something. So here the Prophet is setting forth or setting free the nisa, those under him, after that period of preparation. So this nisa, when they have fulfilled their terms, they could either be retained or they could be set forth. In other words, to do da'wah. It all depends on the mutual consensus of the community. Now, how did I come to this conclusion? Well, if you've been following, yesterday I did what I call the Tasbih block, which are 8 chapters of the Quran, and in these 8 chapters was detailed the government system of Allah wa Rasul, AWR, and this is the beginning of the AWR system. So An-Nabi and Ar-Rasul are either the same character or they are fulfilling different roles here in the nurturing of the believers. Here then Allah says in verse 5, ذَلِكَ أَمْرُ اللَّهِ أَنزَلَهُ إِلَيْكُمْ. So وَمَنْ يَتَقِ اللَّهِ يُكَفِّرْ عَنْهُ سَيِّئَاتِهِ. So this is the command of Allah. So this it's a very strong phrase, the command of Allah, Amrullah. So why is this being used here? Well, I believe that this will lead to chapter 4 verse 59, which is Ati'ullah wa Ati'ur Rasul wa ulil amri minkum. Amrullah, amri minkum. So these people, they will fulfill the Amrullah, the commands or affairs of Allah. Next, Allah tells the Prophet, this entire chapter is to the Prophet, by the way. Allah tells the Prophet to settle these people. Askinuhunna min haythu sakantum, in the same way which you are settled. You see, so it's now talking about the organization of these people. Certainly, this is not a detailed exposition. There are numerous things which I need to go over here and see and tell you why I don't believe this has to do with the Prophet and his marital laws. But inshallah, that will be in the future. So Now we go on to verse 8, which talks about وَكَأَيِّن مِّن قَرْيَةٍ. How many populations have we destroyed? They opposed the commands of their Lord, so they got destroyed. That's verse 9. So here we can see that this has to do with running the AWR, Allahu wa Rasul. The beginning section of this is the organization of that particular movement. So verse 10 says, verse 10 actually calls for the ulil albab alladhina amanu. So those people of the core who have believed. So here to say the people of the core, it requires a kind of a deeper understanding of things. So this kind of hints to that particular interpretation, in my opinion anyway. Then it talks about, in verse 11, it talks about a Rasul who reflects upon you the signs of Allah, mubayyinat, that explains, and it will take those who believe and do righteous deeds from the zulumat ila nur. So now we can see the process is taking place. So we can see if we relate this entire chapter together, it does not seem to be about marital relations at all. It's more about the organization of the believers. So the last bit, it talks about the creation of sab'a samawat wa min al-ard mithlahu. So it's talking about the creation of the society. The samawat is the society, and the earth is the kind of the society which corresponds to that. And I believe that this has to do with what the Prophet, or rather the Nabi, is doing, and it will be further explained in chapter 66. So let's proceed to chapter 66 now.